Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. The NFL round robin continues as we finish up with the NFC West. First place team, NFC West, not too much of a shock here. San Francisco 49ers. 49ers last year were Kyle Shanahan away from winning the Super Bowl. Should have won that Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan once again gets in his own way. He cannot, this guy can draw up plays, do everything like that, but he does need somebody to tell him what the hell to do in big decision time. That's been the problem with him with Atlanta. For some reason, the head coach in Atlanta let him call didn't tell him run the ball 3 times when you got the ball at the 22-yard line, ready to kick a field goal and make an 11-point lead. Otherwise, they win a Super Bowl there. He's had 2 opportunities where he's had the lead in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs. Can't figure out how to get it done. And why the hell with the new overtime rules would you take the ball in overtime? Don't know. It was just stupid. Like I said, he could use. I know the news was he offered Belichick any position. He should have offered him his own. To be really honest, can you come in and make decisions during big games and I'll just draw up the offense? That's what he should have done there. I understand how good he is at drawing up the offense. It looks like his daddy's offense, to be really honest. They run the ball extremely well. It's focused on the run, all kinds of different formations. A lot of it's similar to his dad's offense. When his dad was with Denver, that team trucked the ball all over the goddamn place when they went on to win a couple Super Bowls. Unfortunately, his dad seemed to know what the hell to do in big situations. Kyle does not. Anyway, that's enough being said about that. Not a Shanahan fan when it comes to that side, but man, do they have some players on this team. 11 guys making over $10 million per year, and a couple guys right now not happy about their contract status, and and Brandon Ayuk is playing for $14 million, nothing to sneeze at. And, and then Trent Williams, and the reason why he's upset is there's no guaranteed money left on that deal he signed 3 years ago. I think they'll get the Trent Williams deals done. I don't know about Ayuk. There's not enough money to pay everybody. You pay Debo, you're going to have to pay Purdy. $60 million a year, I don't think that's a little ludicrous, but a guy that's been to 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl, you're probably going to have to pay him a buttload. You paid McCaffrey, which I don't know if I would have went ahead and did that anyway, but McCaffrey is kind of the offense that everything focuses around, and unbelievably, McCaffrey has not been hurt. Don't we see a McCaffrey injury coming? This guy, you don't go from a guy that misses 5 to 7 games all of a sudden to a dude that plays all 17 plus. It just does not happen. And the fact that Shanahan won't limit his touches is another big reason as well. It's just too dialed up for McCaffrey. The guys can't touch the ball 25 times a game anymore. You have to figure out how to get that number with rushing interceptions to under 20 on an average to save your guy. But that being said, let's get in, as we have on every other NFL episode so far this preseason. Let's get in on the win totals first. We'll go through the schedule. So, week 1, Jets come to town. Gonna be a big game, obviously. Sunday night game? Monday night game on that one there. So, gonna be a big game here. Jets come to town. That should be a win for the 49ers. We'll mark it as questionable for week 1. Maybe Aaron Rodgers and the Jets have got something for him on that one, but we'll mark it as questionable for week 1. Week 2, going to Minnesota, that should be a win. Now, against the Rams, we'll mark splits, 1-1 in the division. Against the against the Cardinals and the Seahawks, we'll mark those as 2 wins apiece, right? So we'll give them 5 wins in the division. 49ers against the Vikings, that's 6. Patriots come to town, that's 7. Chiefs come to town. I expect a loss there, to be really honest. On that one, Cowboys come to town. They always beat the Cowboys. That's 8. They go to the Bucs. That's going to be a tough game. We'll mark that as questionable. Then the Seahawks come to town. They go to the Packers. We'll mark that as questionable. They go to the Bills. That's a gauntlet of games right there, right? So let's look at that stretch. Chiefs, Cowboys, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Bills, right? And then we'll go to Bears are coming to town. There's your next one. There's your next win. Rams, we already went through that. They go to the Dolphins. That's a questionable. Lions come to town, probably with revenge on their mind. That's probably questionable as well. So let's roll through this again. Like I said, we're going to give them 5 wins in the division. Let's say they go 5-1. The Jets is questionable. They go to the Vikings. That's 6. Patriots come to town. That's 7. Chiefs come to town. Probably a loss. Cowboys, that's 8. Questionable for the Packers game. Questionable for the Bills. Bears come to town. That's 9. They go to the Dolphins. That's questionable. They go to the Lions. That's questionable. And Cardinals. So 9 wins, I think, locked. And we've got, let's see, questionable wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 games questionable. So on the low side, I think 9 wins. So when we're looking at 11.5 as the total, I think we got to play under here. It's a little juice to the under. 12 wins is a buttload. I think they can win 11, go 11-6, still win this division. Maybe not be the number 1 seed overall, but still have like probably a 2-3 seed. Because I think it's going to be hard for Cowboys, Eagles, Lions to get to 12. So, 11 is probably going to get you, it still might have you a number 1 seed, to be really honest. So, in the NFC. So, we'll go under the 11.5 wins on that one. Now, let's look at playoffs.
The most trusted person in our circle was a crook. We were blindsided.
Minus 500. No way we could play that. It is one of the safest bets on the board. But they lose Purdy or they lose a lot of McCaffrey, Trent Williams. They could be in trouble there. So minus 500 we will stay away from. Division, they're minus 190 favorite. We'll stay away from that one as well. That's too big a juice there on them as well. So under 11.5 wins. The playoffs, we won't play it. Division, we won't play it as they are just way too juicy for those type of bets. So let's move on to the quarterback and passing yards. So Brock Purdy, 3,900 passing yards. So if he played 15 games, which is kind of what we base this off of here, and he's averaging about 230-ish, which is what he averaged roughly, maybe 240. I mean, you got, what, 3,600 at that pace, at 240 a game for 15 games, under 3,900 passing yards. Then we go to passing touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 28.5 passing touchdowns. So at 15 games, that's almost 2 a game to get to the over. That's an easy under for us on Brock Purdy, under 28.5 passing touchdowns. I'm shocked the number's that high. It is juice to the under, but minus 135 is not going to scare us off one iota on that one. All right, now we get to the receivers. This is where it gets interesting for them, I think, as they have so many weapons. Who's going to be balls? Who's going to be the best one? Who's going to get the most stuff? Who's going to get the most receptions? Debo at 800 yards. It's questionable for us on that one. It is juiced a little shade to the over. As many games as he's missed, I don't know if we can play him there. George Kittle at 750. If we were going to force to play this one, it would be to the under on that one as well. Kittle misses a lot of games on there as well. All right, we're going to skip the receiving touchdowns. We'll actually go to rushing yards on this one. We'll look at Mr. McCaffrey, if we can find him here, as they've stuffed him, at the bottom? 1150 rushing yards. We're actually going to play the under on 1150 due to the fact that we don't think he's going to stay healthy. We think maybe 10 games, 11 games this season during the regular season. So we're going to play under 1150 for McCaffrey. And rushing touchdowns would be next here. And for some reason they didn't play it. There we go. Rushing touchdowns. McCaffrey at 10.5. That's going to be tight at the 10 games. He does score a rushing touchdown, but we would play under 10.5 touchdowns as well. We're playing a little bit more there for injury than anything else. Now we go to sacks. And this one here. Nick Bosa, 12.25. We have not seen this kind of production from Nick since before he got paid. Under 12.25 sacks for Nick Bosa. So let's run through all those bets one more time for you here on San Francisco. Win totals 11.5. We play the under. To make the playoffs, we'll skip it. -500 is too much. We'll also skip the division at -190. Way too much. Way too many things that could come up to cost them to miss the playoffs and the division. It's called injuries, which happen all the time in the NFL. Brock Purdy, under 3,900 passing yards. Brock Purdy, one of our favorite plays, under 28.5 passing touchdowns. Debo and George Kittle. Debo at 800 receiving yards, play the under. George Kittle at 750, still the under there. Then we go to McCaffrey, 1150. I just do the injury. We think under 1150 rushing yards. 10.5 touchdowns, probably slightly to the under. And then Nick Bosa under 12.25 sacks, as we have not seen that kind of production since, he wanted to get paid right before the contract year, right? Amazing how those dudes can not get hurt and all of a sudden put extra effort in there. But that's going to be a rundown of the 49ers. We still think they win that division with 11 wins, maybe 10 on that, but on a high side of maybe 13 wins. But we do like that under 11.5 there for them as well. Like I said, we still think they're going to win the division, and they're also going to the playoffs. I don't think they're headed back to the Super Bowl this season, but we do like them, during the regular season, win some games. So we just went through a ton of bets there. How do you get to check those all out? Easy to do. It's in 3 spots online: TikTok and YouTube channel pages on social media. Also, at the end of every episode on YouTube, there will be a link to docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. You'll be able to see all of our bets, especially if you're looking for these football bets. So go to the football 24-25 tab, click there, scroll down just a little bit from the draft, and you'll be able to see all the season-long bets that we have for the 24-25 season. Do you like the content that we're putting out? Want to see more of it? That's easy to do. All you have to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on what social media platform you're watching us on. And we will show up in your follow or subscription tab when we drop a new episode of bets like this. We have football going on daily, baseball going on daily, so a lot of stuff for you guys to check out. So make sure you do so. And you want to make life even easier than that to find us, turn on those notifications. Once you hit follow or subscribe on those social media platforms, you'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. That'll give you plenty of time to match us up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. One more thing, if you want promo bonus bets, we've got them from our partners to you at sportsbooks and online casinos both. So make sure you check it out. You can also check it out multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's bit.ly/sportsbetsforfree-BH. Click that link. It'll give you a list of everything that we have available in your state as well. We do appreciate everyone's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.